The Battle of the Valley. Thousands of years ago, the armies of Israel and the Philistines faced each other. They stood on opposite hills, with a deep valley between them. Every day, a massive Philistine giant named Goliath stepped forward. He stood over 9 feet tall and wore heavy bronze armor. His spear was like a weaver's beam, tipped with sharp iron. Goliath shouted a terrifying challenge to the Israelites. "Choose a man to fight me," he roared across the valley. "If he kills me, we will be your servants. But if I kill him, you will serve us." King Saul and all his soldiers were paralyzed with fear. No one in the camp was brave enough to face the giant. For 40 days, Goliath mocked them every morning and evening. Meanwhile, a young shepherd boy named David arrived at the camp. He was there to bring food to his older brothers. David heard Goliath's insults and was shocked by the soldiers' fear. "Who is this man to defy the armies of the living God?" he asked. David's brother grew angry, but David did not back down. Word eventually reached King Saul about the boy's courage. Saul summoned David and looked at him with doubt. "You are only a boy," Saul said, "and he is a seasoned warrior." David replied that he had killed lions and bears to protect his sheep. "The Lord who rescued me from the lion will rescue me today," David declared. Saul finally agreed and offered David his own heavy armor. David put it on, but found he could not move comfortably. "I cannot wear these," he said, "for I am not used to them." He took off the armor and picked up his simple shepherd's staff. He stopped by a nearby stream and chose 5 smooth stones. With his sling in his hand, he walked toward the giant. Goliath looked at the small boy and laughed with contempt. "Am I a dog that you come at me with sticks?" the giant cursed. Goliath threatened to feed David's flesh to the birds of the air. David looked back at him without a hint of trembling. "You come against me with sword and spear," David shouted, "but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty." David explained that the battle belonged to God, not to men. As Goliath moved closer to attack, David ran quickly toward him. He reached into his bag and pulled out a single stone. He placed the stone in his sling and swung it with all his might. The stone whistled through the air with perfect accuracy. It struck Goliath directly in the center of his forehead. The giant's knees buckled, and he fell face first to the ground. The earth shook as the mighty warrior collapsed. David ran over and stood above the fallen giant. He had defeated the Philistine champion without a sword in his hand. When the Philistine army saw their hero was dead, they fled in terror. The Israelites raised a great shout and chased after them. That day, a great victory was won for the people of Israel. David's faith had proven stronger than any physical weapon. The story of the shepherd boy became a legend for all time. It reminds us that no giant is too big when God is on your side.